Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. Once more, we have the same totally charged, totally energized group from the last episode. To my extreme right, when the cameras move in just a moment, you will see Ginger Broderick. Ginger is a producer here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Ginger, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Banu. It's really great to be here. Thank you.
You were seated next to me in the last episode when Harinam, our special guest, was leading the class. And I heard you call him names. How did you feel?
Well, that was a bit challenging.
What's challenging?
And I asked him some questions afterwards because in some yoga that I practice, they may we do some of those exercises later in the program as opposed to early on. So he was explaining more in depth on the different poses.
Well, I'm sure Harinam will share that with the rest of us as well. Harinam, no secrets, right? You're going to tell all of us how to get past that. Okay.
I will share what I need to share.
Ginger, you also have a show here on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. What kind? You have artists and writers?
Yes, it's called Ginger New York, and it airs every Friday afternoon. It's a live show.
What time?
And it's between 2 and 2:30 on Time Warner Cable Channel 34. 50% of it is performing artists, and then I have authors and business owners as well. So people with words of inspiration and guidance for all of us. And I really appreciate the arts and music, and I'm glad to have an avenue that I can help promote people.
Fabulous. And it's a live show, so it must be quite stressful.
It can be.
Which means you need to come with us every now and then and relax.
I've been doing more yoga lately.
That's right. You are planning to train as a teacher as well.
So
look forward to that too.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Ginger. Lana Parr to Ginger's left and to our special guests right. Lana, how did you feel the last time that Harinam was with us? You were not calling him names. I think I saw fantastic improvement in you, and I think you particularly respond to Harinam's instructions. So how did you feel?
I guess I trust him.
That's good. Good.
For me.
Tell us so that our viewers can also, I'm sure there are lots of people out there who may or may not necessarily be able to keep up with everyone, and it's not about keeping up with others anyway. So how do you,
Well, I was a bit worried about that in the beginning. You know,
Right,
but, the last session, I more or less sat it out, but I think for this next one, I'm ready to...
No, you did well. You were keeping up. In fact, I remember at times Harinam was saying, you beat all of us, and I was trying to sneak a peek at you to see what is it that Lana is doing for much longer.
He's just very nice.
No, but you did great. You kept up because it was pretty intense, and I think Harinam, you did a great job of talking all of us through helping Lana adapt as well. So you did great.
I'm not known for my confidence, but
No. Don't put that.
No,
don't put yourself down. Leave that to us. We'll do it if we need to, but we won't do that. You did great.
Thank you very much.
Lana. It was very inspiring. Harinam, I have a few words to say about Harinam's delivery. Not just the last time, every time. Harinam, you are so inspiring. It's just you make everyone want to keep up with your instructions. So I was ready to give up even the last time, and I said, okay, Harinam says we should keep going, so I'm going to keep going. We're going to reintroduce Harinam in just a moment. Let me not forget, we have a fairly new face, Wendy Marx. Wendy, welcome back to the show. I'd like your feedback. You said something really interesting before we started taping today.
I said that it's very important to stretch before we stretch.
Especially if you're with Harinam.
Absolutely. I stretch before every athletic exercise that I do, whether it's tennis or running or spinning or swimming, just to get the little blood flowing and to feel a few inches taller.
That's nice.
But I'm very invigorated, and I'm glad to be here, glad to have been invited by Harinam.
Harinam, see, you've already inspired not just Wendy. Through Wendy, you've inspired a lot of new faces as well. So keep coming. Stay with us. Before I forget my manners, I'd like to thank our director, Josiane Hurd, and on camera we have Beverly Fields. Beverly, thank you for coming in at the last moment. Josiane, thanks for always being there for us. Richard Swanson is responsible for the studio lights and the sound settings, the sounds which we're going to hear in just a moment. As soon as Harinam starts speaking, we'll have the music up. Harinam, I always ask you what you have planned for us. I know you've got your little torture chamber right there, your little cheat sheet. Do you want to tell us, or you want to surprise us today?
Well, I try to surprise you every time.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah.
This particular class we're going to do today is actually called the Bridge Series Power to the Heart. And this reminds me of a couple things. First of all, we're going to be tuning in, as we always do to begin class, with the Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And I mentioned this in other classes, but I think this is very important to mention, especially now in the world with so many people who practice yoga and they go to their whatever studio they go to, whatever gym they go to, but a lot of times they don't understand the history of this.
Right.
And what goes along with that, I think, is also sometimes people don't have the gratitude about the sacrifice that so many people had given for so many thousands of years so that we can practice this today. So I think to really get the full benefit of these teachings, people always have to have a remembrance of those who served them beforehand. It's no little thing. For instance, if I practice martial arts too, and you go to a martial arts studio, you go to a dojo, and you walk in, the very first thing you do, you bow, it's a show of respect for the sacred space, it's a showing of respect for your teacher, it's a showing of respect for those who've sacrificed so much that we have this. To me, actually, I don't think you can totally get everything you can out of this if you don't have that respect and gratitude for those who come before us.
And for knowledge itself, just the gratitude of having someone like you, for instance, share all that knowledge with us.
So sometimes this is forgotten these days because everything is so accessible and disposable. But the truth is that there's been tremendous sacrifice given by many people so that we can have these teachings. So I always, every couple of shows, I try to bring that in there because I love what this has done in my life, and I really have to remember that I'm able to appreciate this because there's those who came before me.
Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. What we will do, we will follow the chant with you. Those of us who can will follow
Or want
the chant.
to. There's no obligation either,
Right.
of course.
And maybe for the next episode, the next time we'll be a little more prepared and we'll put the words, the ones in English.
Yes.
I wanted to follow, but I didn't know all the
Okay.
words, so I sort of stumbled. But yeah, we're ready.
And we'll do this, and also before we get started, you asked what the set was going to be. This, as you know, I've explained every Kundalini Yoga set has a different aspect to it.
Right.
And one of the reasons I just mentioned what I mentioned is that this particular set we're going to do today is actually working towards opening our heart. And so, again, these days there's so much emphasis put on the physical benefits of practicing yoga, which obviously are true. But when practiced at a deep level, what this really can do is open your heart so that you can be emotionally healthy as well. Not just physically healthy, but emotionally healthy. And oddly enough, even doing this can improve your relationships, not only with yourself, but your loved ones as well, if your heart is open.
We're looking forward to it.
All right. Hands together, center the chest. Yeah. And again, the chant is Ong, not Om, but Ong. Namo, O-N-G, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. So inhale. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, here we go. I'm going to come standing
start
up.
the music now?
Yes, music, maestro, if we
Josiane.
have it.
Josiane, we're ready for the music.
Okay. All right, come standing up. Now, this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to get to help. 1, 2, 3, up she goes. She is such a warrior. That's my word for you. I'm just going to call you my
Warrior,
warrior.
that's
You're my
right.
warrior. All right, and when I say that, I love that word, so that's a blessing. Okay, so now you just have to come down a little on this. Don't go all the way. All right, so our feet are like shoulder width apart and the feet a little bit out. And you're going to keep, unlike last week's class, we're going to keep our heels flat on the floor. And our hands are straight out. Now, this is the inhale. And exhale, I'm coming down, squatting all the way down. But you're not. Just come a little bit, you. You come a little bit. And up. Exhale down, all the way down. Inhale up and continue. Okay, inhale up, exhale down. And Lana, you just a little bit. That'll be just very good if you just come a little. That's perfect. Very good. And as I've said in other classes, Lana is such an inspiration because really what we're trying to show you here is that anything you do here is actually going to be a wonderful experience for you. We all, at different spans of our life, there's different things that are appropriate for us. But the important thing is that we're moving, we're stretching, we're breathing. And, not to embarrass her, but Lana, has 2 replacement knees. Her body's given her a long life here, and it's a little bit of a challenge. But even she can do this, even with that limitation. So it's important for the people to understand that you can do this, even if you have some limitation. And actually, we all have a limitation. Everybody has some kind of physical limitation. Nobody's body is prepared to do everything. Okay, now breathing long. Keep on going, keep on going. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhale up, exhale down. Doing great. Keep going.
Now I feel my age.
Keep it. 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. Doing great. Almost there. All the way down. All the way up, inhale up, exhale now come sitting down so you're sitting with your legs out in front, very good. Just put your legs out in front just like so, with your hands behind you. Doing okay, dear?
Yes.
You're great. Okay, hands behind you just like so. Just relax in this position. Okay, relax in that position. There you go. No, okay. Perfect. Okay, legs out in front. And just resting on your hands behind you, just like so.
Should we point our toes?
Just relax. No, just keep relaxed. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing what we call body drops. So put your hands next to your hip, like right in here, on your fingers. Nice to be kind of on your fingers, and just up and bounce in your buttocks, just like so.
Oh, exhale as we come down.
Yeah, up, exhale down. And you'll feel that exhale is really kind of pushed out as you hit. And inhale, and exhale. Okay, now the next position we're going to be in is something called bridge pose. Okay, and so what we do now watch what I do. I'm in this position. I'm just going to fold my knees so bring my heels in a little bit. My hands are still a little behind me, and I'm going to push up so my body is now flat like a table, just like so on my head. Let my head back. Long, deep breathing. You can just do the best you can, and ideally your body's just kind of like flat as a table. Just imagine that I got all the dinnerware and everything, and nothing sliding off the table. You're flat as could be, head's leaning back, long and deep breathing. go. Push up your buttocks if you can, towards the ceiling, so your body is flat. You're square, as square as possible. Keep up. So much of this is actually mental. It's in the end, it's really about willpower. Sometimes, we're just kind of trained ourselves where when things get a little uncomfortable, we kind of just fold our cards because we want to be comfortable. And a lot of really kind of advancing in yoga isn't so much advancing your body's ability as it's making your mind flexible so you don't react to your discomfort. Almost there, 15 more seconds. Don't react to the discomfort, just don't even pay attention to it. It's really one of the things in any kind of discipline in life, which is so important, is not paying attention to your discomfort. Remember, you want to pay attention to your pain. Pain and discomfort are different. Pain is your body telling you don't do that. Discomfort is your mind trying to talk you out of something. Okay, inhale and exhale down. And once again, feet out in front, hands behind, and just hold this position. Relax the breathing. Totally relax the breathing. As I said, many years ago when I started this practice, I think one of the best things my teacher really taught me was training my mind not to react to discomfort, but on the other hand, being very aware of pain and understanding that pain and discomfort are not the same thing. It's really, discipline is really your ability to not to react to discomfort, emotional or otherwise. Okay, let's fold our legs so we're sitting in cross-legged position. Take our hands and just like we're having fists of the hands except for the index finger, right? Index finger, and hook your two index fingers. So you have fists, hook them, put them right in front of your heart. Take this, hook the two fingers, hook them right in front of your heart, pull. Eyes shut, long and deep breathing. Just pull. Put it right in front of your heart. And we're going to come into something called Cobra Pose, yeah? So this is pretty standard. So the hands are underneath the, you doing okay? Good. Hands underneath the shoulders, and then come arching up and push up. And Lana, maybe you could just be on the forearms. That's fine. And just look up, and if we can, we want to push up and straighten the arms and look up towards the ceiling with long, deep breathing. And if you can't push up all the way, even being on your forearms, that's a good place to start. Okay, very good. There you go. That's great. That's great, Lana. Best you can. That's just want to look up towards the ceiling. You want to. This thing is you want to get a nice, nice kind of an arching of your back. That's it. That's beautiful. Long, deep breathing. Now hold this position, and what I want you to start doing is, in the same position, start trying to alternately kick your buttocks with the alternate heels. So left heel, right heel. So you're in the Cobra pose, you're staying in the position, but almost like you're running. So you're in this position, but you're alternately bringing your heels to your buttocks. Yeah? And as you're doing this, try to do breath of fire, which is very rapid breathing through the nose. There you go. Very good, very good. And again, you want to keep your pelvis on the ground and arching and alternately kicking.
This cobra sound.
Oh, you're doing great. Your cobra's doing great, Banu. And I love your breath of fire. Every time I'm here, actually, your breath of fire is more congruent. Sounding great. You really, it's almost like second nature. Okay, one more minute.
I think your watch has minutes longer than everybody else's.
Come on, breathe very quickly through the nose. The power coming from the navel point.
I feel like a little kid. I'm being stubborn.
Okay, 30 more seconds.
Am I supposed to be all the way like this on my...
You're doing fine. Ideally, you'd want your pelvis on the ground.
To be on the ground.
Yes, you want this. You want that Very good. Well, the long-time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. So inhale. May the long-time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long-time sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on, guide your way on. Satnam. When we say Satnam, we bow to each